Hello YouTube viewers, welcome to my channel Science to Technology. In today's show, Computer Wednesday, we're going to talk about Matter IoT. So let's dive deep into it. So what exactly is the problem that we have to invent matter to solve it? Well, IoT systems or smart homes, they are growing exponentially. That's good. But problem is they are getting more and more fragmented, and that's creating way too much mess. And this mess has consequence not only on the user but also for companies, corporations and big daddy companies. So there is a very serious issue that we have to solve. Now, many standards are there for manufacturers to deal with, customers to deal with, cloud services to deal with. So all of this cascades into a hellscape of what the hell I'm supposed to do. So this is a serious situation for almost everybody involved. So, and what is the penalty of it? Well, penalty is sloppy implementation, meaning you may be like, okay, who cares if I just have like a, let's say, crappy Wi-Fi based IoT device? Yes, still, you could be looking at thousands or tens of thousands or millions of devices that could have sloppy implementation. And primary vulnerability of them is generally security based systems, meaning low level hacking attack can take millions of devices offline and then make them into the most powerful, the most destructive bot army. And that has happened. It's not something maybe, could be, this has happened. So it's a very serious risk, and these risks are so big enough that it can compromise security of any and all cloud infrastructure. Because you have to just imagine what will happen if you have 500,000 devices attacking something. Yeah, good luck. It will take down things. So it is a very serious thing, and big people are paying attention to it. It's like if we do not apply brakes on it right now, things can get out of hand. So that's the problem. Like, do you trust Bluetooth? Do you trust Wi-Fi? Do you trust Zigbee? Do you trust Thread? Do you trust Home? Do you trust Z-Wave? Whatever. Like, do you rely on Google Home? Do you rely on Alexa? Do you rely on Apple? So it's a very serious problem. Now, Matter is a solution for this. So basically, the original project name was CHIP, C-H-I-P, much better name. So it was called Connected Home over IP. Internet protocol, so to say. Now it was renamed on 2021 May. I have no idea who came up with this name. Matter is the worst name in there, but it is the name. And they made it fully open source and royalty free, meaning any Tom, Dick and Harry can implement it. Manufacturers can do it, and they do not have to worry about how the heck they're going to build the firmware and how the heck they're going to validate it, verify it. All of that would be easy, simple, cost effective. That's there. Now, here's the many companies have tried this, but what's different here is that big players have jumped into it. Meaning, if you ask a normal individual, just take a random dude from the street, or most likely their expectation of smart home is these devices, meaning they talk and devices do things. So who is these people talking to? Generally, they could be talking to Apple, Amazon, or Google. Now, what does that mean? This simply means at this point in time, these three players are the daddy players. If you can get all three in the same place, agreeing to the same standard, it will be significant enough that over time, it can standardize the whole industry. So it is very significant. And some things you do want standardized. Like, we do not worry about electricity. Why? Because it's standardized. You get 220 volt at 50 hertz plus and minus 10% variability. Done. Go home. Sweet dreams. So you want that. Like, how do we ship everything anywhere in the planet? We have shipping container. Standardized. Done. Go home. Now, of course, you will like, oh, what about long container? Again, it's based on standards. So now you can stretch it, shrink it, half size it, double size it. That's up to you. But once you have the standard, it's super easy to do. So that's the whole point of this matter, making a standard that people can use. And three big players are putting their name behind it. And why these three players matter so much? Well, that's what people want to use. People want to talk to Alexa, Amazon, or Google to like, hey, do things for me. So if these three players are saying, hey, wouldn't it be nice if your devices support us? You see, there is like very serious cascading effect here if these three players can get their act together, which they have done to surprisingly large degree, especially with the Matter project. And again, their infrastructure is vulnerable to, well, biggest vulnerability is there because they are the biggest target. So it is in their best interest to have a IoT ecosystem that is not firing missiles at them. So what about the design aspect of it? Well, design aspect is more of an application layer, so to say. So connectivity standard, it was built based on IP. Why IP? Well, IP is built by a way large consortium. A lot of people are working on it, and all the vulnerabilities and design vectors, it's known, accounted for. It's not proprietary, meaning even if there is a vulnerability, you know how to deal with it. It's like you cannot build a structure or protocol that is absolutely resilient to everything. That physics does not allow. That the only way to achieve that is don't connect. So how do you have this IP system? Well, very simple. It's a known system. So any attack vector is known and accounted for. You know, like, okay, this is how it's gonna be attacked. This is how it's the vulnerability. This is how we can reinforce it. So that's the whole point. And core focus was local control. I have no freaking idea who the heck was smoking that much and how this became a thing that you could have in early, not even early. Right now, there are products in the market that you can buy, just let's say Philips LED bulb, and you're like, okay, I perceive. To control it, you have to build an account. First, you have to download an app, then you have to build an account. Then the signal, the control command will literally travel from your phone to cloud, then back, then go to your smart bulb. Why? Why? Like, who the heck come up with that idea? Like, I get it, IoT, Internet of Things, does not actually mean that you put internet on every single thing. That's like dumb. That is just like dumb and a very, very sloppy implementation. So the core implementation of Matter is designed such a way that, hey, do we need internet for this? Do we need internet hopping for this? If no, how about no? How about you, if let's say, for example, you open your mobile phone, drag it down, there is like home integration, you press a button, it directly talks. Done. Go home. Local network. And you would be shocked how much IoT devices have weird implementation where they are calling home. It's like if internet goes down, your basic function, that is just like a IR remote, will not work. So fundamentally, this was core focus of Matter layer, where it's like, dude, if it does not need to, do not put it on cloud. So reduce the cloud bandwidth requirement. This has another benefits also. Things that are absolutely what you call critical, they will not go down simply because your cloud went down. So that is, or many times you're like, oh, cloud will never went down. Let's assume you have a cloud that does not go down. What about the internet service provider? That can go down much easily. So you want something that is robust. That's the whole point. Put local control there. So many things can be done without it. And here's the deal. This application layer can support multiple protocols. So you can have Wi-Fi, because here's the deal. If you want to put security camera, unless you are using Wi-Fi Halo, the only protocol that is in the IoT ecosystem that can handle it is Wi-Fi. So you have to support Wi-Fi. Thread is their preferred partner for low bandwidth comms, meaning if they are working about sensors. Sensors are not high bandwidth devices. They are dealing with bits of data. So it's super low power, energy efficient system. So in those scenario, imagine Zigbee ecosystem just running on IP network rather than their own proprietary special sauce. So that's the design layer of it. So this application works with everything. Do not lock yourself into thinking, oh, it will only work with Thread. It will work with Wi-Fi. It will work with Bluetooth. It will work with Zigbee if it needs to. It will work with whatever it needs to. The idea is Matter is the one that is sorting everything, and the ecosystem of this puppy is built in such a way that everything is prioritized to be done locally rather than basically sending to cloud. And if you are very robust enough, you can actually get voice working on some open source model running locally, no internet. Like, no internet. Don't even worry about piracy. It's like, don't even worry about hacking and all that. It's like, it's completely off grid. It can be done. So that's the design element of it. And it's shocking that it took them this long. It's like, yeah, not every light bulb needs to have a freaking cloud connection. So what about this thread? Because again, many times you will hear these two words used same time, Matter and thread. Well, thread is a preferred physical layer for low bandwidth communication. So preferred physical layer for this Matter communication. Why is that? Well, it's made by the same people who made Zigbee. Like, wait a minute, is that a good thing? Well, yes. Why? Engineering first rule. Do it first or do it better. So the first was Zigbee. Same people, if they try to do it again, of course, they will make a better application. So Thread is much better simply because it natively supports IP. So if things need to talk to internet protocol, it can directly do that. It's not like jumping through hoops of protocols. It's like, I got this. Directly. Done. Go home. So it's there. And in terms of security, again, Zigbee was good, but this is better. It has way too many integrations of like complex security apparatus, so it cannot be just like, oops. You can still break it, but again, you have to put some serious effort into it. It won't be like, oops. So it has secure bootstrapping and way too many other protocols that are like only cybersecurity analysts can explain in detail. So it has like enough thing built there. It's like, okay, it's not just like lol. So you have to put some effort there. Another aspect is because of that IP protocol and robust security, it can deal with internet integrated IoT systems. Meaning if device directly have to deal with internet, this is far more robust. It can handle it rather than being like a vulnerability. It's like, I got this. I got this. And it's gaining traction at surprisingly high speed. And it's about topology and all that. It's just Zigbee. It's just better. Same wavelength also, 2.5 gigahertz, which I'm a bit disappointed. I did expect it to go sub-wave, but 2.5 gigahertz is free everywhere. And if you, the moment you go below that, like Z-wave, frequency changes in different countries. So radio has to be built differently in different countries. So I could see that, but it could have been managed. It could have been. And again, Wi-Fi Halo also does that. I have no idea why the heck people are trying with this rather than Wi-Fi Halo. Just take it and go. It has all the benefit of threats, and it's far more. Oh, in terms of package, that can handle security camera. And it has all that thing, mesh network, and it can connect 1000 devices, not limited to 200. So I genuinely have no idea why the heck everybody is overlooking Wi-Fi Halo. So this is thread backbone. So what can we expect in the future? Well, here's the deal. Matter is the first time that I'm saying true standardization, or at least effort of it. And these are some companies. Now be mindful. Once you have large enough mass in any protocol that it becomes self-sufficient, it will reach a point where it's like other people will not create their own stuff. Like if Qualcomm was big enough, which it was at certain point, they made a quick charge standard. Almost every mobile phone started to support it. Why? Simply because Qualcomm was like so big. And again, you can see the same thing happening slowly now, because European Union passed a law that you have to support quick charge, pardon me, power delivery, USB-C power delivery standard. Everybody is slowly supporting it. And the same thing, once you have enough things going there, it becomes a self-fulfilling. It's like a snowball effect. So if you have Amazon, Apple, Comcast, Google, Hawaii, in terms of who is going to make the silicon, you have Texas Instrument, NXP, Silicon Labs. If these sort of people start to support it, it has a very serious potential where it can become a self-fulfilling prophecy. It's like enough people got in there, enough people supported it, more people joined in, more customer bought it, more support happened. It's like it can spiral very quickly. So it has some serious potential of becoming the real thing because of that 3 big players supporting it. Another aspect is the member list is huge. Again, I'm showing the very early days. This is very small. Samsung is also there. So in terms of support, it is like bonkersly large amount of people are supporting it. The company list is 700 long. So it's huge. And all of them have like big names. Like again, if you have Samsung on your end, Samsung alone is like, bro, I got this. Apple alone is like, I got this. So you have companies like that supporting something. Yeah, slowly, but it can become a standard. And they have learned a lot of lessons from the past attempt, especially with the security and the fact the primary hassle with smart homes is the hassle itself. It's not doing things. It's like, how the heck you do things? It's like, oh, I bought a device. Yeah, how I have to download this app, then I have to sign into this account, pay this fees, then go there. It's like, what? It's very difficult. And Matter is specifically focusing on making setup super easy. Like from day one, it's designed in the application layer. It's like, how the heck we sign in? Scan a QR code, done, go home. It's like they are working their ass off to make everything as easy, as painless as possible. And that's very important. Again, this can literally outsell everything else if it becomes super easy. And reduction of bloat apps, accounts, cost, it's good for everybody. Philips does not want to sell you a very cheap light bulb which calls to their server. Somebody stupid somehow convinced their board of director for that, and then they're like, oh, oops. Yeah, cloud costs us way too much more money. It's like, ask Amazon how much Alexa costs them. It's not profitable. So it's one of those things that in short-term thinking, you may think, oh, this is good, but it's like, no. So IoT, what it could lead to? Well, it could reach it just work, meaning it will become invisible. It's just there. Your bulbs will not have like giant things sticking out of them. Your fridge will not look different, ovens and all that. It will just is there, like electricity or water. We don't think about it because it's just there. So there is a very serious potential here that Matter can become something very significant and very quickly. Like 5 years from now, you're like, oh, Matter, done. But I really wish they had better name for this. So this was my presentation on Matter IoT or Threats ecosystem. Hopefully you have liked it, learned from it. In that case, please hit the like button, share it amongst your friends. That will help me a lot. If you didn't like it, didn't enjoy it, I urge you to press dislike, press it twice to show me extra disappointment. Please leave a comment because I do try to reply to all of them. Subscribe, press the bell icon if you're free, and as always, thanks for watching.